Hey, Aloe and I back here. I Miss Jane. I hope these videos are finding you well as you're settling into space and getting ready to practice some yoga on the beach. So jealous. Jealous in the greatest way, though. That being said, let's get into it, y'all, shall we? Welcome to the Dear Jane series. These are short yoga flows, 15 to 20 plus minutes. That you guys can start to slowly cultivate your home practice, which is something that I have needed to do post my lumpectomy surgery and being in cancer treatment. So that being said, if you're all wondering why I haven't lost my hair, it is because I did not have to do chemo, and radiation does not make you lose your hair unless you're radiating like your head. So that being said, let's go ahead and get into it, y'all. If you want to come down onto your backs, you have that option. The other one that I've been really loving, if folks want to do this, you can either take some pillows from your bed and do it, or you can take a bolster if you got one. Jane, I don't know if you're traveling with one, so pillows. Seems like it is the thing. This is Mom's. This is Aloe, for folks that don't know him yet. He is the newest addition to the household as of about a year and a half ago. Well, a year and a few months ago. So he will be joining us, I cannot say for any type of participation, only for your sheer entertainment. That being said, put a bolster underneath your hips. Stop. Kind of bed. Come on. And then you're gonna lay down on top of the bolster. So the hips are supported. You can stack your hands underneath your head so your head can rest. Elbows flared out to the side. You can kind of shimmy through your hips a little bit. Let the toes flap out to the side. And allow yourself just to come into your breath. So nice deep inhale through the nose. Big exhale through the mouth. Again, big inhale through the nose. Big exhale through the mouth. 2 more times. Big inhale. And exhale. 1 more time. Big inhale. And exhale. Always starting off our practice from a state of gratitude. So we give gratitude to the universe. You can call it by whatever name or pronoun that you like, but just recognizing an energy that's bigger than us, that we're still collectively a part of. We give gratitude to this earth. She reminds us that we live in a state of abundance rather than a state of scarcity. That we have everything that we need and that we ourselves are more than enough. Give gratitude to the indigenous people of these lands. The Salish, Kalispel, Kootenai, Pend Oreille, Blackfoot, Lakota, Little Shell, Walla Walla, and Nez Perce tribes here in the western part of Montana. Right, and reminding ourselves that gratitude for the people is just the first baby step in us coming into right relationship and doing the right thing. It goes thought, word, and then deed. We give gratitude for this practice. It reminds us that we as human beings are innately kind and honest, generous and just. We give gratitude to Black and Brown people as the original creators and sustainers of this practice from a state of ahimsa, also known as loving action. We give gratitude to our bodies and to ourselves, to our own ancestors and our own lineage, recognizing our and their trials and triumphs, traumas, tribulations, and transgressions, and holding ourselves responsible for how we choose to repair and restore from damages that have been done in order to build a peaceful, loving, and liberated world for 7 generations and beyond. And if there's a person or persons, place or places that you'd like to dedicate your practice to, you can draw them into your mind's eye. Take a nice deep inhale and breathe them all the way into your heart center. And then on your exhale, send them love. When you're ready, you can go ahead and just kind of slowly press yourself off the bolster, and you can just press it out from underneath you. Go ahead and stack your hands again. Maybe take the opposite stack. Put a bend in the knees and windshield wiper the knees back and forth, side to side, just to check in with where the hips are landing after that support. And then from here, you're going to drag your left knee towards your left armpit. Inside arch of the foot is here, coming into a half frog. I've been liking to squeeze through the left glute and then release, squeeze and release. So you know, right, where the compression and the capacity, right, in the pose is. Hold for 3, 2, on 1, slowly take your right hand out to the right and then take your left hand next to your bust line. Right ear, right cheek, right temple down to the mat. You're gonna press into your palm and roll and stack your left hip over your right. Foot comes back behind the knee or the leg. Left foot, left knee points up to the sky. Right arm is extended. You can also always have it in a goalpost. It's a lot more pressure on the shoulder when the arm is goalposted. If this is too much for folks that are viewing it at home, you can always take the arm up this way as well and then just lay the side of the head on the bicep. Not as much of a shoulder opener, but it really just depends on where your body's capacity is today. So, nice deep inhale here. From here, y'all, you have the option of taking that hand back behind you if you choose, or you can keep the hand grounded. You're gonna line up the heels and then point and lift through the left leg and then lower the foot back and down. Inhale up, exhale down. We go for 4, 3, 2, 1. Pull the leg up, maybe put a bend through the knee, and then maybe that hand comes around to grab onto the ankle or to the foot. It's optional. Big inhale. Kick into the hand, pull the hand into the foot with the same amount of force. Big inhale. Exhale, release. Slowly plant the palm, bring yourself off of that right shoulder, let the head and neck come down to the earth, and then same thing on that second side. You're gonna pull that right knee towards your right armpit, inside arch of the foot, down to the mat. I like to turn and just kind of look. You can always turn and get more of a passive or opposite stretch to the neck, turn and look to the left. You can also look to the right, whatever feels best. Know that we're going to be moving on to our left ear here in a little bit, but holding this single-legged frog, maybe you squeeze the glute and release. Again, play around with compression and capacity. Breathe deep into the base of the belly. Hold here for 3, for 2. On 1, slowly release that left arm. Take it out nice and long. Excuse me. And then take your right palm next to the right bust line. Crawl the fingertips out. And then work to stack the right foot back behind your left knee. And again, you can always kind of wave that knee open. You're mindful of your shoulder here. Big inhale. Opening up through the shoulder. Try not to lift that head, the side of the skull, up and off the mat. And then take that right leg all the way down to the end of the mat and finding, right, some strength through the hips. Inhaling, lifting, exhaling, closing for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Big inhale. Exhale slowly. Release. Bring yourself all the way back down to your chest and belly. Hands come right next to your bust line, and then inhale, baby cobra. Pull the heart and chest forward, roll the shoulders down the back, press down through the tops of the feet. Hold and breathe for 3, 2, and 1. Press to the knees, and then take yourself all the way back and into your child's pose. Ground yourself here, big inhale. Allow yourself just to kind of shift back and forth, side to side a little bit. Check in with the legs, check in with the hips. And then when you're ready, shift yourself forward onto your knees and shins. And then you're gonna release that right leg, and then you're gonna take the right ankle in front of the left knee. So you're kind of in a modified like figure 4 tabletop position. And then you're gonna press and round into yourself. And then inhale, pull yourself up and through and into this modified cow. Exhale, press and round and squeeze. Inhale, heart and chest move you forward. Exhale. And inhale. And then from here, take your hands towards the top of the mat, drop down through the heart and chest, come into this modified, right, figure 4-legged puppy pose. Breathe into the shoulders. You can always kind of swing through the hips a little bit. Checking in with how and where you're holding the weight of the body. Try not to let it just sit on one side, one knee. Distribute it equally across the shins. Hold and breathe for 3, 2, on 1. Slowly take the hands back towards you. Release the right knee. Exhale, press and round and squeeze. Inhale, heart and chest move you forward. Floss out the spine, and then do the same thing again with that opposite leg. So swing the top of that left ankle in front of the right knee. Find the placement of the palms and wrists. Exhale, press and round into the cat. Inhale into your cow here. Exhale, press and round and squeeze. Inhale, heart and chest move you forward. And then exhale. Bring yourself into that modified puppy pose with this left leg in front of the right knee. Big inhale. Again, maybe you kind of swivel and shift through the hips. Breathe here for 3, 2, and 1. Slowly take the hands back towards you. Release the foot. Exhale, press and round and squeeze. Inhale, heart and chest move you forward. Exhale, bring yourself right back into your table. Tuck your toes and then hover your knees up and off the mat. Bear pose, big inhale. Right knee to right tricep, left knee to left. Little tiny marches for 10, 9, 8, 7, for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Press the heart and chest to the tops of the thighs, and then take yourself into your down dog. Big inhale. Pedal out through the heels with the hands spread nice and wide on the mat. Turn the points of the elbows to look back at you. Eye of the elbow looks away. And then slowly walk hands back to meet feet. Back of the mat. Let yourself hang heavy here. Swish and sway back and forth, side to side. Create some space right in the sit bones, through the hips, through each vertebra in the spine. And then on the next inhale, hands move up the front part of the feet and shins, flat back, hold here. Exhale, fall down and over the tops of the thighs. And then on the next inhale, sweep yourself all the way up to stand. Arms come high. Exhale, hands move down to your heart line. Hands move all the way down to your sides. Inhale, arms sweep high. Breathe deep into the base of the belly, into the pelvic floor. Exhale, take yourself down and over. Inhale, hands to shins. Exhale, walk yourself all the way out into a plank pose. Big inhale. Press back through the heels, shift it forward, drop down to the knees, untuck the toes, and then lower heart and chest down, but keep your booty lifted. Let some pressure rest in the heart space, in the pericardium, and then pull the wrists back as you pull heart and chest up and through. Breathe deep into the base of the belly, exhale. Send your hips back and into your child's pose. Breathe here. Walk your hands over to the left-hand side of your mat. Stack your right hand on top of your left, and then just do these little rocks back and forth, side to side. Breathing into the side body, the compression that's happening on the left, and the extension that's happening on the right. For 3, 2, and 1. And then slowly walk the hands through your center line. Same thing on that second side. Left hand maybe stacks on top of the right. Slow rocks. For 3, 2, on 1. Slowly crawl yourself into it a little bit more. And then slowly take yourself back to your center line. Big inhale. Shift yourself forward so your wrists or forearms come down to the earth. Exhale into a cat. Inhale into a cat. Exhale, tuck the toes, and then walk your feet up and bring yourself into your dolphin. Big inhale. Take right leg high to the sky. Big inhale. Lift. Set it back and down. Left leg high to the sky. Lift. Set it down. Right leg high to the sky. Set it down. Left leg high to the sky. Set it back and down. Drop down to the knees. Untuck the toes. Let the sit bones come down to meet the heels. Excuse me. Excuse me, Stinky. Excuse me. Inhale, arms high. And then on your exhale, let yourself come all the way down and over the tops of the thighs. Let the head rock and hang in your half tortoise pose. Edges of the pinkies are to the mat. And then from here, interlock your fingers, but let your pinkies stay down to the earth. I am not encouraging folks to take headstands if you do not feel comfortable or obliged. We've never done a fucking headstand in this. So please be very, very cautious if this is where you are headed. Maybe you have a couch nearby, maybe you have pillows around you, but we're moving on to headstand or headstand prep. If you've never done a headstand before, I would encourage headstand prep. Go ahead and slowly shift yourself forward, make a little basket with your hands behind the head. Your pinkies are flat to the mat, the rest of the hands are interlocked. And then you're gonna pop your hips up. From here, you can extend one leg up, holding. It's a float feeling that's happening. And then you slowly bring yourself down. The strength in the posture comes from your arms and shoulders. You are not bearing any weight in your head and your neck in that, y'all. Let's try to come into that one more time. Okay. Ready? Okay. Go ahead and take your hands down to the earth. Interlock the fingers. Pinky fingers are down to the earth. Again, you make a little basket with the palms and you rest your head right inside the basket. From here, press into your forearms and into your hands. And remember, one leg comes up, right? It's a floating motion and the strength is in the shoulders and the forearms. Big inhale. Exhale. Bring yourself back and down. Release. Let the forehead come down to the mat. Release any tension that you're holding in your head and your neck. Maybe you rock it back and forth side to side. Walk your hands back towards you. Inhale, arms high. Exhale, left hand outside of right thigh. Inhale, arms high. Exhale, right hand outside of left. Inhale, arms high. Exhale, tent through the elbows, goalpost through the arms, lift through the heart and the chest, and then pull the hands to your heart line. And then proceed to bring yourself all the way down and onto your seat. Legs come out in front of you. Inhale, arms high. Exhale, fold. Engage the low belly. Flex the toes in towards the face. Hold and breathe here for 3, 2, on 1. Slowly walk the hands all the way up the shins. Scoot the hips forward. Lower yourself all the way down and onto your back. Squeeze the knees up into your chest. Give yourself a nice big hug here. And then on your exhale, let your feet come all the way down to the end of the mat. Let the toes swap out to the side. Hands come down to the sides. Palms face up to the sky. Find your Shavasana. I'll pull a card for us today. So from the Wisdom of the Elders Oracle deck, pick this one up for a minute. The talking circle, listening. The talking circle has a deep history and has been used for centuries within Mi'kmaq culture. Inside the culture, inside the circle, everyone is equal and all voices are heard. Respect is given to those who speak, and there is an expectation that all will listen. It is a way to remove barriers and allow expression to take place with complete freedom. And as such, it has become more popular in mainstream society. The structural framework has been utilized to build relationships and address conflicts within schools, counseling sessions, and even inside the court of law. The chairs are arranged in a circle so that when seated, everyone will face one another. And like most other ceremonies, as a sign of respect to the grandfather's son, the ceremony is held in a clockwise direction. Everyone enters through eastern opening and walks within the perimeter of the circle. When all are seated, the opening is closed and the ceremony can begin. The leader explains what will take place and hands an item, which is often a talking stick, to a person sitting within the circle. This signifies that only the person holding the talking stick may speak. Everyone else within the circle gives their undivided attention to the speaker. Once the speaker finishes what they wish to express, they pass the talking stick to the next person in the clockwise direction. But there is no pressure to speak, and the talking stick can be passed along to the next person. Since this is the card drawn today, you are someone you are connected to does not feel hurt. There's reluctance to speak openly at this time, and this card is a clear sign to become a more effective communicator and a more active listener. Healing may be needed in a social and societal sense, and an opportunity may present itself to you soon, allowing you to speak openly and frankly about subjects that you would normally keep private. Take a nice deep inhale. And exhale. The sacred light, the sacred feminine, the sacred masculine, and the sacred love in me sees, honors, and reflects the sacred light, the sacred feminine, the sacred masculine, and the sacred love in each of you, collectively in all of us. Thank you all for sharing your practice with Aloe and I today, and for trusting us with your bodies, hearts, spirits, minds, and souls. And when you do leave this space, be sure to go in peace, and remember to serve love always, because love is the main ingredient, and it's our only pathway to liberation. Thanks so much, everyone. If you guys would like to donate to these classes, the links are available below. Just know that this is a part of how we are healing in our cancer journey and recovery, and anything that you can give is always very much appreciated. Thanks so much, y'all. We'll see you soon. Peace and love.